Hello Capricorn, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and so thank you so much for tuning in and watching the videos, the content that I have to offer. So first of all, we're going to be, this is like, I'll put that up that way because it's come out that way, bringing in the angels. I've been wanting to like bring in some messages of guidance for this month. Okay, that's in there upside down as well, and it's flipped up, so didn't necessarily have that upside down. So when I shuffled it, but there's something in reverse, you could say it on saying that. So I want to take those. Oh, there we go. And those ones have come out up that way. So that's cool. So anyway, so the angels are talking about here making love and not war. So not necessarily making love, but it's like, you know, that whole phrase. It's like, you know, do things, do whatever it is that you're doing is like making sure that you're doing it within the right intent. So, and then maybe you could turn something around. So, or maybe you're not wanting to turn something around. So this is maybe, I'm feeling for some of you about, is turning around some energy here. So there's something about a new beginning here. Oh gosh, we're going to take that one as well. So we'll just leave that one there. And there's one more. So we're just taking a look at what's coming up for you for March, this March 2022. So, and I know today is the Tuesday the 8th that I'm doing these, and that's okay because we've still got the rest of March to go. However, the energy has been a little bit funky lately, which has been really good though in a way because it's helping to you know, pull out things and push out things and release things and you know, with whatever could be going on around you at the moment. So it could be things to do with family, it could be do things with yourself, which is you know, a big thing really, and how we think, you know, behave, you know, take action with all sorts of things in our lives and, you know, in our relationships with ourselves and with others. So there's could be something around with all of that, with what has been said. So just recently and even the last, you know, even the last couple of years, I feel like something's coming up, and there may be something that has been, I'm hearing the word antagonizing you on saying that, but it's like, okay, but it's, I feel like it's helping with the movement forward or the movement in a direction, but it's like now time to release. So we've come into a period now where the planets, there are no planets in retrograde, so it means that we're going to get a really good run of, you know, energy that's not going to be too, it's going to help us with our flow in taking action or activating things and moving with it, and creating a bit more momentum. So you may have been feeling like, even like in the last, since March, you know, since the 1st of March, that even though, you know, things have been moving and shifting and clearing and maybe not so much settled, but there's been some developments from that. And it's, even though it may not have seemed that way at the time or after it or coming up to it, but it's like there's something really shifting where some amazing things are starting to take place, you know, within yourself. Probably you may be more noticing. However, there is but with your Capricorn, it's like now I'm feeling like it's like you're looking around to see what that is, what that is and what to do. So so I'm hearing not looking too far back, but or just looking to the side, and it's like on your peripheral vision, but not looking too far back. So this is about, you know, what I'm hearing here is like they're shifting and they're moving with this make love, not war. It's in reverse. So there may be something going on with you, you know, the way that you're handling something, and it could be with yourself, could be with a lover, you know, or people around you, or with and something, but there's something that's with this one here, that's you here, the 3 of Pentacles, Capricorn. So it's like you're building on something or you're working on something. So you may find this month there is a little bit more where you could turn that around, where there's not a lot of resistance, you could say, or somebody's not really liking what you're wanting to do, and they may be more agreeing now. So it's not necessarily feeling like there's a battlefield or you're having to persuade somebody to see it your way. Now the new moon is here, the card is here as well. So, and interesting, we've got the Ace of Pentacles for you. So there's something, you know, with this Three of Pentacles, even though you know, you've made some headway, and you do have some help, but there's it's like getting ready for the next step. So maybe there's a new energy that's helping you, like a physical energy that's helping you to get something going. But it may be that you're physically now more energetic to get something going as well. With this new moon in reverse, I'm going to turn that around. So our next new moon won't be until, like, yeah, obviously next month. So that's going to be on the, you know, on the 1st of April, actually. So there is something about, you know, a new beginning, and it's like a new energy with this one, and a new project that's going on. And it's probably got to do with something that you've already begun, and you're ready to move on again with this new energy. So that's what this new moon energy card is about. So, and it may be that you've been, in a way, for the lack of a better word, resisting, you know, moving on from something. But this card here now is saying that you're probably more ready. It's like the new moon energy is like you may be resisting that new moon energy, and like, and even the energy that we're in now, and moving forward for this next few months. And so, like, they're turning that around, and it's like, okay, not fighting yourself with that, but just letting yourself flow and letting everything else flow as much as possible as well. Because here we have is going into nature to help shift your energy, like the forest and the water, river, lake, sea, or garden even, and to help you to ground yourself, in order to, you know, so to see your way clear. So that's Archangel Raphael, and it could have something to do with around an old love that maybe you know, maybe has not necessarily come back into your life, but it's more like there may have been like a trigger of something that had reminded you of a new love, or, you know, you may have found out an old love, some information about that, and it may have brought up some, you know, emotional stuff with this Eight of Cups. So, and then it's a time for, you know, for you to release it. So, because it's like he's walking away, or he's moving away from that emotions there, that, you know, not looking back and going towards the new moon. So maybe you are more in whatever it is. An old love may not necessarily be a person, but it could be an old love, as in something that you did, you know. But I feel like it's more, you know, it could be even a pet that you had that is like, that was very emotional, around an emotion. Whatever it is, it's old stuff that is emotional, that you're probably more ready to walk away from this month, okay? So, and that's what this month is about too. So you probably, you know, with this energy shift, and, you know, with planets in you know, moving, there is, you know, or not in retrograde, you know, there is more momentum to release stuff as well. It's like, yep, okay, I'm ready to release that, leave it, done, gone. And that's what this energy is about too. So you're probably, in the sense that you'll probably find yourself more able to do that, or more ready to do that. So move on from it. So the Knight of Wands here is like, yep, I really like the Knight of Wands, because he's like, you know, I really like all the cards really, but, you know, he's moving on. So something in the background there has exploded, like you've realized that you've got the aha, it's time to move, and I'm ready to move on, and, you know, go on a new adventure, or continue an adventure that I've already started, blah, blah, blah. But it could be the new phase of that venture. So you've dealt with that, but he's ready to get going. So he is about momentum, and so utilize that momentum in order to achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve. And it could be around, you know, anything really in your life. So the Queen of Wands here, so this is like, you know, taking action, so that she's like in creating what it is that you do want rather than what you don't want. So, and looking at things from it, she's like an action taker, but she's like willing to have a go and seek this adventure that, like, this Knight of Wands is, you know, ready to go out there now and build on whatever he's already created. or build on himself, whatever that is. And she's ready to take the reins as well and support. So it's a continuation in a way, or take the lead, as take the lead as well, and build something new. Because here is, the Three of Pentacles there, and with her there, it's like she takes, a look at things, and she brings things together. She makes shit happen. She makes good stuff happen. You know what I mean? So it's like there's something that maybe your energy levels, you're more ready to do that now after like tidying up some things. And I like this dog's looking at her like, are you ready? Waiting for her to make her move. So in a way, that's kind of you, like ready to go, and it's in the timing. But I do feel like, this is, there is something moving this month to get moving, to continue the movement, or pick up the pace as per se. But I do feel like on saying that, there are some things that have had to be, put on hold, because it's like, there's, it's out of your control, which is not what they're saying is like try and control it, but they're just saying like go with the flow of the momentum of what the energy is calling you, okay, to move. The King of Swords, now he's in his truth. He's walking, and this is about you moving towards your truth. Ace of Pentacles, that may be something new, being more grounded in your truth as you're moving forward and speaking your truth. There's building something new on your truth as well. But this is about him being, going into that. And I feel like maybe for you, there's that thinking and that feeling like understanding what's going on and being in making decisions that are fair, but constructive as well, and having conversations that are constructive and fair as well, but also being firm as well, but knowing your boundaries as well. So I feel like this is about he's knowing more of his boundaries now, and he's sitting there and he's like, yep, not protective. I'm just being drawn. He's got his swords drawn from his sheath, but it's like they're knowing the boundaries, his boundaries and other people's boundaries, but mainly his. So in his truth, basically, and stating that. So, and it's not being arrogant or ignorant, but this is, unless you are, but this is being like, and there's a sense of a newness in that, but it's like, and it could be around new values as well, or seeing values differently, and this like, which is all and taking other people's values into consideration. The Star here is there, so, and it could be, I'm feeling like this is a lot around family and community as well. The Star here brings out that, that hope, that Star of hope, as you're moving through this emotional period and leaving things in the past. Because I mean, we can't control the past, but we can control what our future looks like for us. And if we're going to let the past determine what that looks like, in the sense of holding us back and looking the same, but creating the same picture, that it's not gonna, well, I don't know about you, but I'd rather leave that part there. But it's learning from it in the sense of the growth that you've the growth and that sort of thing is, and how could I do things differently. So there's that, like that, and when we're talking about that feedback and that sort of thing, is like reflection, not so much deflection, but reflection. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and so whatever is moving, and I feel like a lot of it is around family, finances, and understanding and values, but also health and well-being. That's like there's more of an understanding about something going on where maybe you weren't so knowing or didn't want to know about. It's like something is shifting, okay? So, and it's about, I feel like there's something about seeing something from another person's point of view, more so, pardon me, now than ever. So the Nine of Pentacles here talks about, moving towards, there's something about contentment and success, and seeing like what you've grown, how, because she's sitting, there's abundance around her, and then she's, there's grounding, there's the coins at her feet, and there's a vine growing up beside her. So there's something that you've grown, and it's from the ground up, and it's like there are in values and family values and money values and energy values and you know, all sorts of things, business, finance, you know, career, all things like that. But it's like you're seeing, you know, you're acknowledging it is what I'm hearing. So there's more of that. And it's like there's a cycle there. I feel like there's a sense of appreciation from where you've come from to where you know, to where you are now, and moving forward into the future is going to be amazing, as you know, keep moving and doing whatever it was, and you know, being, you know, happy and joyful, and going into that next phase. It's very beautiful. So there's that sort of energy, and I feel like this, like I say, this is like this is across the board, really. And you know, because usually one thing affects another thing, and that, you know, and affects another, and then sometimes there, you know, some things are going better in, you know, than other areas, and that's good, because that's, you know, the balance while you're, you know, figuring out this other stuff, or in that. So it's kind of like, that's pretty good. So yeah, the energy is really moving quite nicely for you. Well, will do, as in, you know, because there could be somebody, you know, there's some energies there. There may be something or someone's male energies that come in and give you a little bit of a hand to, you know, to create that momentum with this Knight of Swords here. But it could be, you know, on saying that, you know, this a Queen of Wands, that is like a Wands energy, and it, you know, I'm feeling it's more hopping into that energy rather than somebody coming and helping you out. But somebody, you know, Wands energies may be there, or Sagittarius, Aries, or a what am I say, Leo may be in your life, and they may be the ones that just kind of give you a jolly up, a jolly on there, and just say, look, come on, let's go, you know, carry on, you know, don't, let's, you know, let's move on, and or whatever it is, you know, just to help you get back on track again, basically. Cool. So anyway, Capricorn, here we go. So the King of Swords has come through then. So it's like, this is about, this is clearly, you know, you making some decisions, and then you, and being in your power, in your truth, basically, moving along, moving in that way, making it known, but with people that are around you. It could be, you know, in your business, but it could be in your family, yeah. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's about you being in your truth and keeping yourself grounded in that. As you move forward to, and I'm hearing to build your empire. So I feel like you're more knowing now of what it is that you're wanting to do and how you're going to do it when you move into that space this month. So, well, I keep hearing, like, you know, there's that firm but fear, and like knowing your boundaries, basically. You know where your boundaries are with certain people in your life, and that, because you're building something new here. Oopsie daisy. The Nine of Wands, you know, releasing some old burdens there, basically. You've had a bit of a rough battle there, but I feel like you're ready to move on now, and it's like, this is where I feel like partly that is, you know, that release. It's like, okay, yeah, I get that, I know that now. I'm more in my power, I'm more in my strength and my knowing. I've gathered all the information, and there's that acceptance and things like that, and I'm going to decide that that stuff is staying in the past, where it needs to be, or that stuff needs to stay where it is. That's not my stuff, that's theirs. And I lovingly release that, and leave it there with them, knowing that my own truth. So there's that sense of releasing burdens and, you know, stuff, and that is not yours, but also acknowledging, releasing the acknowledgement of what is yours, and all of that stuff. So that kind of thing. Seven of Wands, yep, there's, you know, moving on. There's this momentum energy, very much a fire, you know, a fire energy, this with momentum, I feel. And your Seven of Wands is like, yeah, maybe still, even though you maybe still a little bit defensive or battling off stuff, but it's, you know, but on saying that, it's movement. So, but I do feel like there's a turning point in there, and it's kind of like, it's realizing and knowing that, and that's a good thing, because you know. And then the Nine of Swords here has come up. So there's about, you know, an understanding, I feel like, you know, it's like moving out of that nightmarish, you know, thoughts and feelings that keep you like held down and not moving forward. So I actually feel like these, you know, this card is talking about, these cards are talking about the you know, even though these are the last one that's like showing you or letting you know, with you take action, this is what you overcome, basically, and what you overcome, and what, you know, to what you can happen or become. So like this Knight of Swords has come up again. It's like being in your own power and your own truth. It's like understanding and being firm, through being firm and fair with yourself, not just with others, and being honest and clear. And then the Nine of Wands, releasing, you know, that, using that new moon energy, or these, which is kind of like these next 3 months is going to be like the new moon energy, like there was, you know, putting things in place, building on them, creating your projects and maybe your business and all your business plan, getting those things, you know, sorted out, ready to roll, and researching it, you know, that's whatever it may be, that you're going back into a new, you know, type of therapy, and it's ready to, like, you know, get back into that, and or add that, bring it back into your life, and add to what it is that you're already learning. So there is something new about that, and it's all probably got around to do with abundance in some way, that is going to create more of or you're creating a new foundation with something new, building something new from the ground is what I'm hearing. And one last one here to finish off is the Ten of Swords. So that is like release, and even though it's come out in reverse, is like, I feel like they're saying don't release it, don't resist it, allow yourself to go, to move on, because you've got the 9 there. So this is where I feel like there's this moving through the stubbornness here, but I feel like you do that because the Ten of Swords is there, and you've got the 9. So it's like taking note of it, and the 9, it's like, yep, I'm ready. It's releasing, going into that new beginning, acknowledging what is yours, what is not yours, and it's just like done. I'm moving forward. So this month, you know, I feel like there's going to be pockets of times where you're going to be doing, maybe possibly for a lot of yous, a lot of releasing. Some of yous, you know, whatever it is, and maybe not so much as others, but that's okay. This is about focusing on you. But there's definitely going to be some moving into newer, you know, and more energy is what I'm in order to, as you move along, in creating that momentum as well. Wow, as you create at the same time. So it's like, as you're moving, it's like ideas and epiphanies will start to come, and you'll be able to, like, wow, okay, and you'll feel the shift. Most likely, I get the sense that you'll feel the shift, and it's like, okay, there's like a burst of energy, and it's like, okay, I can more get onto that than what it could, like last month, you know, or the month before. But you may have done something the month before, and it like just got the seed going, but now it's time to get other things and moving, you know, into action, basically. I'm hearing some of you that might be a car that you're doing up, you know, a hobby or something like that. Others of you, it's going to be, you know, another phase of your business, or another phase in a relationship, of your relationship, of building relationships, whatever that is. And it could be the whole lot. Who knows? Only you do. Wow. So anyway, it's going to be an awesome month, for the rest of the month, and for March. So yeah, go for it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you now, Capricorn. So, and we leave that with you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. And we'll see you at the end of this month.